Hello, my babies, and welcome back to another World of Warships Legends review. I'm your host, SauceBoss69, and today we'll be taking a look at the Tier 2 British cruiser, the Caledon. But before we get into this video, smash that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out tremendously, guys. My goal is to hit 10 subscribers by my birthday in July, and I would absolutely be honored to have you on board. Now sit back and relax, and let's get into the video. Alright, so the Caledon is the Tier 2 cruiser for the UK, and the commander I chose for this ship will be Bruce Fraser. Going over his skill set, his base trait is Make Haste, so this improves your maximum movement speed by 1.35%. The inspiration we're going with today is Norman Scott, so this will help with our cruiser main battery shell grouping by 2.5%. And then for the top skill, we're going to go with Beyond Range, so cruiser main battery range plus 5%. I usually like to go for range over other perks because you can turn out of the way and pretty much dodge all their salvos. And it usually works pretty well for the most part. The second skill we'll be using Before It's Too Late. Now the reason why I chose Before It's Too Late is because most of the Tier 2 cruisers have very poor torpedo detectability range. So this helps out tremendously with being able to see torpedoes coming at you from a little further away, and this gives you a lot more time to act on that and turn out of the way so you don't get hit by them. And then for the third skill, we're going to use Punch Through. So it says cruiser's main gun AP shells damage plus 5%. And then cruiser's AP shells penetration multiplier plus 3%. Taking a look at the specs, this ship has a survivability rating of 21. So she has 19,000 hit points. So she doesn't have a whole lot of health, but she does do a little better in that aspect than the Tenryu. Alright, moving along, for artillery she has a rating of 24. So as you can see, there's a 5x1 configuration of 152mm cannons, with a firing range of 12.1 kilometers, which is absolutely tremendous. Gotta love that extra firing range. It really gives you a huge advantage off getting your shots out there as quickly as possible, turning out, getting out of the way so you avoid taking shots, so you can hit them but they can't hit you. It does have a reload time of 8 seconds, so not nearly as quick as the Tenryu or the St. Louis. The drawback is she doesn't have any HE shells, so you can only use AP shells on this ship. So obviously that's why we went with that punch skill. So it says maximum AP shell damage 3045. Alright, moving on to the torpedoes. These are very, very strong torpedoes. You have a rating of 15, as you can see. So you have a 4x2 torpedo launcher configuration with 533mm torpedoes. They do have a reload time of 41 seconds. And they do a lot of damage. You can do up to 10k damage. That's a lot of damage for torpedoes. It's very good. You don't get nearly as much range, torpedo range, as the Tenryu. I believe the Tenryu had a 7-kilometer torpedo range. This one has a 6-kilometer torpedo range. So that's something to keep in mind. They only do about 53 knots. So slow torpedoes, definitely want to keep in mind, like just, lead your torpedoes a little further out than you would with the Japanese ones. Alright, the AA defense has a rating of 10. So you have two 7.7mm machine guns, you get two 40mm guns, and then two 76.2mm guns. So you do get some AA defense. This ship does have better AA than the Japanese cruiser does. Most UK ships have pretty strong AA defense, so that's pretty good. That's pretty nice. You can rest assured if a carrier comes after you in this ship, it'll be pretty tough for him to get his aircraft in to get a successful attack on you. So that's something to keep in mind. Pretty good AA defense. Moving on to the maneuverability, it has a rating of 63, so not nearly as high as the Tenryu, but still pretty decent. Definitely better than the St. Louis. She does go 30.3 knots for her maximum speed, which is pretty fast. I think that's a couple knots less than the Tenryu. She does have a 530-meter turning circle radius and a 5.6 second rudder shift time. Lastly, for the concealment, has a rating of 79. So detectability range by sea, 8.6 kilometers. and detectability range by air at 5.1 kilometers, and then guaranteed detectability range at 2 kilometers. Detectability while firing in smoke at 3.7 kilometers. Moving on to the overview, it has sequential torpedo launchers. Now the significance of this is being able to obviously fire off one torpedo at a time instead of firing off all of your torpedoes at the same time. And what's nice about that is that you can pretty much target multiple ships at the same time. So you can, and what's even better is, let's say there's one ship with only, like a sliver of health left, and you want to use your torpedo on them. Then you only send off one torp. Then let's say the second target behind him or on the other side has full health. Well, then you can send off the rest of your torps at that target. So that way you can control how many torps you send off at each target, and you can take down multiple targets at the same time. So that's what's nice about that. The drawbacks on this ship is it says flare for piercing, so obviously as we covered earlier, just this ship only is equipped with AP shells. And then the other drawback is it says compromising, so higher caliber AP shells may overpen the armor, but may still arm depending on shell velocity. It says the Caledon was a light cruiser that was designed to provide support to destroyers and perform reconnaissance duties. In contrast to her predecessors, this ship had a higher speed and carried powerful torpedo armament. Entered into service in 1917, and 4 ships of this series were built. Alright guys, now that we covered the commander that we're using for this ship, we covered how to set this commander up to make this ship as effective as possible, and we covered the specs on it. We took a look at the overview. I think it's time to take her to battle.
Action stations. Enemy force detected.
Probably won't do any damage to that Wyoming, but might as well try.
Enemy aircraft carrier detected. Enemy cruiser detected. Enemy destroyer detected.
It looks like we got a Barong coming into our base, and he's about to be dead. Yep, there he goes. Looks like we're actually doing a wee bit of damage to this Wyoming, but guess it's some better than none. What am I saying? Some is better than none.
Enemy cruiser sighted. Enemy battleship detected.
We got a Clemson and another Wyoming. Alright, I don't really want to get too much attention drawn to me, but it looks like that Wyoming's just sitting there, so we might as well. Don't mind if I do.
has taken the lead.
So as you can see, you can still do a little bit of damage to battleships with these guns, but not much. I mean, a lot of them ricochet. Here's the Clemson. See if we can take out his propulsion. Oh, he's almost dead anyways. Should finish him off.
Torpedoes to starboard. We sank an enemy destroyer. Victory is in sight.
See that, guys? That's where that extra little bit of torpedo detectability range comes in handy. Before it's too late. If I didn't have that on, those torpedoes probably would have hit me. So it definitely helps a little bit. And it looks like I can consistently do a little damage to this Wyoming now that it's broadside to me. It's finally moving too, he's not just camping there. And they've almost lost the match now anyways, so this should go by pretty quickly now. Can I shoot over the island?
Victory is in sight.
Angel St. Lucifer. Interesting. Interesting gamer tag. Yeah, well, I wouldn't necessarily say that Lucifer is a saint. It's definitely a demon. Or the devil, rather. But, which is still a demon. But, yeah, it's an interesting gamer tag nonetheless. Let me know what you guys think of that gamer tag in the comments below. Is it a good one? Bad one? We're in range now. Kind of nice if I could hit him. Even nicer if I could keep consistently hitting him and do some damage. Alright, they're gonna go right, I'm gonna go left. This will create a choke point, and I mean, he's almost dead anyways, but it still always helps out to play a little strategically, you know what I mean? God, that Orion can repair really quickly. It's insane how quickly he can repair his armor. But, oh wow, oh, only one connected, that's why. Alright, I might actually finish him off here. Here he is. Ta-da! What the heck? How did that not finish him off? That's ridiculous. Come on. Jeez. Alright. I wonder if that, I wonder if we'll be able to make it over to the Langley. Probably die before get in range of him. All the way in the corner. Gotta love those corner carrier players. Wow, we barely did any damage this match. A full match, we only did what, 19,000 damage? That's not enough damage, guys. Yep. But hey, that's game. We won the match. Can't complain about that. 85 target hits, 2 detected, 1 destroyed. Alright guys, well I hope you enjoyed the content. Check out my World of Warships Legends playlist for more reviews like this, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care everyone.